Hello and welcome to today's edition of Jill's Journals. Well, today was supposed to be about building an Earthship. I have a neighbor who built one who invited me over to see it, but he wasn't home this morning, so that will come as soon as I can find him. But instead, what I happened to notice as I was driving back and forth is I took a few moments to capture some of the animals, and I thought it was a really good contrast between our activity and how what nature's activity is, and the belief that more is better, more action is better, more activity is better. The busier I am, the more I'm doing, and how nature doesn't really represent that model. That's something that human has really imposed upon themselves, and part of this shift is really remembering that stillness is part of the action, because without stillness you never really recuperate, you never really move into a more efficient level of action. We're so busy being busy we miss most of our lives. So I took a few moments to take some pictures of some animals and what their idea of action and activity is in this world. So here I'm coming up on some cows, and the interesting thing about cows is they sit, they stand, they eat, and they stare at you. And if you notice as I'm driving up, they all have their backs turned to me, but there's a little baby cow that's turning around, another cow turn around, and slowly they all start to turn around. But there's a lot of standing around with the cows. There's not a lot of movement. And so they're actually very still most of the time, but they're very focused. They will pay attention to you. And here, that's Mama Cow laying down. Now Mama Cow's getting up, and those are her babies, so it's time to keep on moving before Mama Cow decides to tell me to move. And here are the ants. Now, if there's anybody that looks like us milling around in the city, it's a pile of ants. These are scary red ants, so we're not going to stay very long here. But they're actually the most active, I think, of all the animals that I've seen since I've been out on the road and into the farming communities. But mostly everybody's sort of like this, moseying along, saying goodbye. Here's another little guy. He's very busy going somewhere. But again, he's kind of in that frantic, which reminds me of us. Frantic to get somewhere and we don't even know where we're going. And here's chickens, and they like to just peck and eat and walk around, although the boy chickens do chase the girl chickens around quite a bit. That's about the only time I see them run fast, either one of them. Now this little guy is actually a cicada. He's dying. He's trying to get back. I was trying to help him get back to the trees, and so his wings are broken. He can't make noise or fly, and so this is him being active in his last moments, trying to get back to, I assume, trying to get back to where his group is, which is up in the trees, as you'll see here in a moment. So it's kind of sad because he's sort of struggling for his last moments. They don't normally live on the ground. They stay up in the trees. You can hear the noise. And then here's domestic animal. She wants to go out. I want to go out. I want to go out. So we're gonna go out. And so she's in a small space, so I try to take her out so she can get some activity, demanding to go out yet again. So what does she do? She barely wants to go out. And then once we go out, almost here, she immediately wants to go into the trailer and lay down. Now that's me not being able to close the door. So I had to help her go find her freedom a little bit in nature. So now we're out behind the barn with some of the horses, and it's sort of a showdown. The last time the cat saw the horses, we kind of had an episode. She got scared and freaked out, but you can see there's just a lot of standing around, and if they're not moving, she's not scared. And there's a lot of not moving going around with the horses. They do a lot of observing. They watch you very intently. And again, I want my freedom so I can lay down outside in the grass as opposed to laying down inside. Oh, the horses are moving. I think the horses might be moving, so maybe not. It's okay to keep sniffing the grass. So this is Lilith's little hiding place that she found in the tall grass. So again, you know, I want to go outside so I can lay down. I think there's an awareness. The animals are all very aware of their surrounding, but there's a lot of stillness. There's just not a lot of heavy moving, and it's more of a moseying. I think we could learn a lot about life from them. Just moving at an easy pace. From small animal to big animal. See, they all coexist peacefully. I'm not sure why we can't. Here's Lilith back inside after her outside adventure. So that's a little bit about life out here in the country. It's not exactly a farm, but life on the sort of farm, sort of ranch with a few animals, is that things just don't move very fast. I know in TV they do because they have to keep us entertained, but the reality is that there's always movement, but yet there's not a lot of movement, not a lot of busyness, not a lot of activity. There's a real stillness, and I know if you're in a high concentrated area with a lot of activity, it's really difficult to adjust, but once you adjust, let me tell you, it's very hard to go back. And this is more the pace that we were meant to live at, because this is the pace that life can speak to us. You can't listen to life when you're so busy trying to tell life what you want it to be. So part of this whole shift is allowing yourself to be still enough to actually listen and see and observe and hear and find the pieces that you want, so that you, in your observation, can create them from within you. So here is just a brief glimpse into one day in the animals around everywhere, and we'll be back hopefully next time at the airship.